Welcome to another episode of our Stage Your Boss podcast. We're excited today to introduce Deb Goode from A Good Start Decorating and Home Staging. They serve the Annapolis and surrounding area, so learn how Deb and her team are really helping homes get sold quickly for top dollar. Now let's begin.
This is the Stage Your Boss podcast from StageYourBoss.com with the founder of HSRA, Jana Uselton. The Home Staging and ReDesign Association is a group of like-minded professionals dedicated to revolutionizing the real estate industry by making a difference in the lives and businesses of home stagers and redesigners everywhere. Join us as we talk to the best of the best in this industry from all over the world and hear how they are using their training and experience to make a difference in the clients they serve. If you are a real estate industry expert looking for better ways to market and sell properties, join us for this podcast series.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of our Stage Your Boss podcast. We are super excited today. We've got another incredible staging company we want to highlight. They are one of the top staging companies throughout the country. They're part of our HSRA, our Home Staging and Redesign Association. And we would just love to give a warm welcome to Miss Debbie Goode. How are you today?
Hi, Jana. How are you? I'm great.
Doing wonderful. I cannot wait to connect. I know we were just together a few months ago.
Right.
We were viewing the Biltmore, which was that not incredible?
It was awesome. Never
Amazing.
like it.
Yes, the largest home in the U.S. as far as a private residence. Unbelievable. Great place to mastermind about our staging industry. And I know you have an amazing business that serves the Annapolis area, the surrounding area there. So let's just dive in. How did you get started into this industry?
It's actually been a lifetime passion of mine to be an interior decorator. And even though my path didn't take me there directly, I continued doing it for friends and family my whole life. So when my son was born, that was 32 years ago, I worked for furniture stores. And I did that for a couple years. But as life has it, I decided to go back in the federal government. And I did 34 years in the federal government, and then I retired. But before I retired, I decided that I wanted to pursue this because this was always my life passion. And I got my certified interior decorator's certificate. And then when home staging started being really on the, the focus of a lot of things on HGTV, of course, everybody watches HGTV. And they started promoting this program, and I decided to do it. So that was back in 2008. And I completed the program. It was with Haverhill Institute of Staging and Design. And after that, I couldn't find a job, anybody to hire a stager. So I decided, what the heck? I'm going to start my own company. And even though I was still working full time, I went ahead and did it. And I started part-time with my husband's support because he was a big part of it, and my stepson. So we started it part-time, and then when I finally retired in 2012, I went, full guns and just started full time doing it. And that's when I really started noticing the increase in business. And it's just blossomed ever since. It's just kept on going steadily up, up, up.
Well, that is amazing.
You'll enjoy it.
Story, it kind of unfolds into something that we realize, this hobby or this fun kind of outlet, creative outlet for many people. And then all of a sudden, it makes such a difference in everyone's lives when it comes to selling their property, preparing it, getting that top offer. It makes such a difference that other people start calling, and
Sure.
Which is a good thing.
Yes. And actually starting to network with realtors was really a bonus. And I would say that's probably what really promoted my business.
That's great.
Realtors talk to each other.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, they have occupied properties as well as vacant, and all of them kind of, need their own type of service. So what do you guys do to provide staging services for your area?
Well, we provide staging consultations for occupied homes. And oh my goodness, I do 100, 200 a year. And then we also have we do vacant stagings also. So we have a large inventory of furniture and accessories, rugs, lamps, whatever every stager needs. And so we offer those two things. We don't really do much occupied staging, going in and helping them. I've done a few, but it really hasn't taken off like the vacant, and the staging consultations have really taken off.
Well, when you talk about the consultation process, maybe as someone watching has not experienced that, they're in your area, there may be a young investor, or and they've got a property that they're thinking about, flipping, and it's occupied. They're thinking about purchasing it, bringing you in, or better yet, it's those new or looking for a way to be a differentiator in the real estate market. So new agent, real estate is changing. We have all of these other opportunities now online for people to sell their home in 10 minutes. So what would happen during a consultation with you that kind of helps them understand what that looks like?
Well, I try to explain to them right off that they need to prepare their house for possible buyers and to appeal to them, because what may appeal to the owner is not what may appeal to a buyer. So I just very gracefully walk through every room in the house, and I also go outside and look at the outside, front and backyard, and give them advice on what they need to make their house more saleable. And I have many realtors have told me that when I've done that for their clients, that their home usually only stays on the market about a week, and it's sold. So it must work, right?
It absolutely works.
Yes.
Time after time. And just like we all have our personal style and taste, you have your personal style and taste. And so to now come into property very objectively and say, who is our target buyer? What are they going to fall in love with? What type of lifestyle are they looking for? That
Right.
Creating an environment that they feel like they can just literally bring their clothes and move right in. I mean, that's huge.
Yes. And that's really what the buyers want now. I think they want turnkey houses. They want to just walk in, like you said, with their clothes and their furniture and their home. And they don't have to worry about updating or doing anything different because it's already been done for them.
That's right. And they'll pay top dollar for it,
Yes, they will.
It has a higher perceived value when it is turnkey, move-in ready. And so, Deborah, when you think about your key clients, who do you love to work with? I mean, if you could replicate any client, who would it be?
I would say a client who is anxious to sell their house and will do whatever is necessary to make their house more saleable. That is a beautiful thing.
Yes.
I say, hey, maybe you should put some granite instead of the Formica on your kitchen cabinets. Maybe you should paint your kitchen cabinets. Maybe you should get new carpeting. I would suggest that you paint your walls a neutral color instead of a lot of different colors. And the more they do, the faster it sells and for top dollar.
That's great.
That is definitely it.
Yeah, absolutely. We love those clients that are eager to get the ball rolling. And, we know time is money. So the quicker that they can make those right decisions and have a little bit of guidance on the vendors that are local that can provide that service quickly is huge. And what about builders and investors? Do you love those type of clients and those client categories?
I like them too, because usually they understand why staging is important. And that when they seek me out, that's wonderful because they know that it's important to make the house look as best as it can so it'll sell faster. Investors, they want to get out from under that mortgage that they have. They want to make the changes to the property, stage it, and sell it. It's gone, and they move on to the next one. So I think that staging is really important to them, and that's an easy sell too, to get them on board with staging.
Yes, absolutely. And it's one of those things where if they can literally place it as a line item, maybe a little less than that mortgage payment that a typical
Right.
mortgage payment would be on that property, and just literally put it in the budget, put it in the budget as that line item for the rehab of the property or the new build. And maybe it's a spec property that's sitting on the market empty, just waiting. And we know typically after 30 days on a book the business book of a builder, it's losing money. So it's just best to go ahead, get that off the books. If they've had maybe a buyer fall through and now they have that inventory home, gosh, just putting a little bit in there, the right things in the right location. So when we're talking about interior design and decorating, what are some of the things that apply, that are applicable to home staging, some of the choices that you make when you are kind of making over property for the market?
Well, I think that it's really important to always think about the future. So when I go to a staging or color consultation, I'll usually suggest colors that I think would transition well if they were to sell that property in a few years. And, I think more and more people are getting on board with that. They do realize that sometimes the grays and the neutrals, and they really go with everything. And I always kind of promote that because they can bring in colorful accessories, curtains, bedspreads, pillows. They can add their color there if they have a neutral palette background. So I think that's what I usually recommend when I'm doing a decorating consultation. I don't go for the real wild colors, even if they're kind of geared that way.
Yeah. So good. And that's smart. It's about smart spending. It's about, because we know the big ticket items like paint that you may have to change out, that takes a lot to do, especially larger spaces. It is better to have some color in maybe the accents, the throw pillows, the area rugs, and really incorporate their style there. That's so good. And when you think through your ideal goals for your company, as you guys grow and expand, what do you feel like this year is going to bring you? What are you planning and setting those goals around for your company?
Well, I just finished hiring a new person because my summer help is going back to college. And she's been wonderful because she's an interior design student. She's going to her last year in interior design school. So she may come back to me next year. But I just hired someone this has been a lifetime dream of them, and they were a lawyer. But they have a knack with it. They have an eye. They have enthusiasm. They want to learn this business. And I am happy to help them with that. I've trained a few people, and now they've blossomed into, stagers or, almost stagers. And so I think my goal this year is just to have a team that is completely trained, that I can let them go and do what they need to do for me, so I can concentrate on some other things like marketing and networking and the business side of the business, and they can do the actual staging. And in fact, I even asked this lady who's very nice if she would even consider doing consultations once she's trained up. And she said, absolutely.
Yeah, that's so good. And,
really
healthy things grow. And I know that you're involved in our national association when it comes to education. And not only did you do your initial training, but you are involved in continuing education and the events, just to stay on top of the market, on top of trends, on top of what's happening in the real estate world, and how we can adapt and implement our businesses to really dovetail into what their services are. So whenever people are needing home staging in the Annapolis and the surrounding areas there, how could they reach out to you guys?
Well, I'm pretty active on social media. So I actually post on my personal as well as my business Facebook page. My son helps me too, because he posts on Twitter and on Instagram. And I just made a couple videos this past spring to post on Facebook. And the more you do, the more relaxed you feel. So, I feel like I've come a long way in getting on camera and feeling more at ease with what I'm going to say. And so I think that that's one thing that I'm going to try to reach out more to the social media audience, because I have many people say, oh, I saw your post on Facebook. And so I know it must be working. Somebody I hardly know, oh, they saw my post on Facebook. That's great. So I think that's definitely a goal. And I'm also very involved in some organizations, yours, of course, and then also Chesapeake Real Producers is a magazine that I think must be nationwide. It's Real Producers, and this is like the Chesapeake region of it. So I'm involved with that. And then I'm also involved with my local community in the Southern Anne Arundel County Chamber of Commerce. So I'm trying to reach out to everybody I can. I mean, not local people, as well as realtors, as well as possible buyers down the road, or possible sellers. So I just think that social media is important to get the word out.
Absolutely. You know, and a good start, right? GOODE. We've got a good start there with Miss Deborah Goode. And she, of course, goes by Debbie as well, all the friends and family. And it's just great to see you guys thrive and grow and help more people. I know that you guys are national award winners, and you're also leaders in our entire industry, our community of stagers. So thank you for doing that. Any final thoughts that you want to share maybe to someone that's watching that's just kind of thinking about staging? They're on, gosh, should I do this? Should I not?
Yeah. Well, I think it's really important to get education, and I think that increases your confidence. And I think HSRA has been an amazing influence in helping me grow these past few years. Through the training, the continued training, the masterminds, just knowing the design trends gives you more confidence that you can actually give really good advice to people who ask you, and they will ask you. And they'll ask you what the trends are, and they'll ask you, what do you think about this? And so I think HSRA has been a great educational tool for me. I know you've definitely been an inspiration, Jana. I just, love your positive outlook, and that you're always trying to stay one step ahead of the industry.
Yeah, that's so good. And for those of you who are in the real estate market in, of course, Debbie's area, knowing that she puts so much into her business and her training and her education there, that only helps you guys be better agents, right? You are better because of your teaming with experts. And we love to say experts work with experts. And so maybe you're even out there and you are in the real estate industry and you're thinking, gosh, I would love to go to the next level in business. And who are you surrounding yourself with, right? Is it people that are educating themselves and really making a difference? And I can definitely say I can put our endorsements right behind Miss Debbie and her company. So reach out to them if they can help. We really appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Jana. And thank you, HSRA and Jill and Lori. Everybody on your team is just great as well.
Well, you guys keep reaching your goals, keep helping people that are right in your community. We look forward to hearing how the next levels are going with your growth, and we will talk to you soon.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Jana.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.